right, welcome back to Tangential Tie-Ins, everybody. I'm Knox.
And I'm Nickums.
And love is in the air as we join here tonight to discuss anime's best couples. And we are joined once again by Sam and Danny from Anime Summit. Ladies, thank you so much for coming back to the show.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, glad to have you back. Yeah, absolutely. For this topic, we wanted to talk about shonen couples, obviously, but this is a topic where I feel like everything should be included. We are a shonen-centric channel.
Right.
That doesn't mean that we don't rock with other shit, you know what I'm saying? And I am, not the, as big into romance, so figured it'd be great to bring on the Anime Summit gals to kind of let us know what they got cooking in that bag. Represent, absolutely. So, yes, you'll notice that we're not on YouTube, we're on Twitch. This is for the same reason that we were on Twitch for the tier list stream the other day. There's just there was a technical issue that we had the last time we tried to go live on YouTube, so I want to test a couple more things before we try that again. But as usual, this will be on Twitch tonight, then it'll go on Patreon the next day, and then we'll put it on YouTube a couple days after that. So you have a couple different ways to catch the episode if you miss it live. And I'll make sure to put Anime Summit's links and everything down in the description when the video does go live on YouTube, so that you guys can check out everything that they're doing, because it's amazing. And we actually just guested on their show like a little bit ago too, so yeah.
If you go to our podcast and just type in manga therapy,
yeah,
there's one with Noxie, and then the second one that we just did was Noxie and Nickums.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend you check those out, because the recommendations that they gave us should really be for everybody. Like they're just,
That was fun as hell. That was a great episode.
Super fun episode, absolutely.
Also, speaking of support.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Man, where mine at? Hold on, man. It's all good.
I feel left out now.
me and you, Danny, can be the Project Manga merch list people for the stream.
Hey. Holla at your girl. Ready? Watch this.
Yeah. Ooh, hey. About to drop that mixtape. Hold on.
I'll have to buy a shirt next time.
Yeah. For sure. Thank you.
I just I love this because it's just a simple cap. Buckle on the back, so it's not one of those you can adjust it any way you want.
Right.
Yep.
And it has the kanji back here, which is dope. So I can wear it this way,
Backwards slaps too. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a dad hat. Oh,
it
I
is.
want that.
Well,
I want the dad hat.
This is embroidered cross stitch on here, so that's really nice.
Thank you so much, Sam, for the promotional commercial there.
We did not tell her to do that. She did that all on her own.
Right.
Yeah. No, for real. Yeah. I love embroidered hats more than. I don't like when they just make a patch, and then stick it on there.
Yeah, me too. I think all of my hats are embroidered. I don't think I have a single one that's just
it's just better that way.
Ironed on graphic or anything like that. Yeah, it is way better that way.
So
okay.
Get one.
Yeah, please, absolutely.
If you got a pin, if you make enamel pins, I totally get that.
It might be something to look into in the future. Yeah, anybody out there, whenever you take a look at the online store, whatever you think is missing,
totally would do patches.
DM me and let me know what we could throw in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So we're talking about anime's best couples, ships, flings, romances. We're covering it all, hopefully, or at least a lot of it tonight. I think at the front of the episode, like we usually do on tie-ins, we'll talk about some of the more obvious couples that you would expect to hear about on a shonen-centric channel's best couples episode. And then, of course, we will give the floor to Danny and Sam and see what they got in that bag. But first conversation. We can look at people on the thumbnail. We can talk about Inuyasha and Kagome. This is one that I feel like is a staple for a conversation like this. This is the first romance in anime that I personally had experienced. You know,
I was gonna say it's probably the first for a lot of people, right? For me too, right? I think it's one of those stories where everything you've seen so far at a young age, right, is action, violence is like the main, forefront thing. But in Inuyasha, the romance is surprisingly to the forefront, right?
Yes.
They're very much protecting each other, going deeper into their love and stuff. So it's first time for me as well, I think.
Something that I was surprised.
I was gonna say also the complication that Inuyasha's first lover was Kikyo, and that Kagome is the descendant of that person. And
that's the coolest thing about it to me is that it's like a double love triangle kind of situation, because you have Inuyasha, Kagome, and Kikyo, but then you have Kagome, Inuyasha, and Koga. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
that's
Koga,
kind of like
that's right,
hooking up
Koga.
like on the side, like parallel to that. You know what I mean? So this was a
Yeah.
dynamic that I like wasn't ready for when I first found Inuyasha. This is very early in my anime fan tenure. You know what I mean? So like I had no idea what to do with such like complex relationship storytelling at that time. Blew me away.
It's like, who's this Koga bitch? She's like, oh, fuck you. Why don't you just go be with Kikyo?
Oh. Yeah, why'd they never try that?
Me as a Inuyasha character, just like, well, you with Kikyo, so.
Yeah.
Bitch.
I'll just go over here.
Who did y'all support on that? Oh yeah, go ahead, Danny.
Well, I just also want to say, like, I mean, it's not just Kagome and Inuyasha, it's Moroku and Sango.
Ooh,
Moroku and Sango, yeah.
Yes.
They had babies.
They had babies. I mean, well, they all had babies. Like, all of them did.
Yeah. Me and Danny are watching Yashahime right now. So.
I still have only seen the first episode. We covered the first episode in our like, you know, first impressions for the season or whatever. You know, that we did, and then like I just haven't been back to like any of those anime but Jujutsu Kaisen, mainly because of time. I loved everything that I watched.
Exactly.
And I know Yashahime is really good. Everybody that that watches it that I know has been, you know,
a little slow at first, but I think it's getting there. It's like starting to like answer things, and it's like, oh shit.
Oh, we're getting like answers. Okay, we can
Yeah,
we can talk about that kind of stuff.
My baby's having a baby.
Babies having babies.
Having a baby.
That's the best, man.
But yeah, no, other than that, like I think like there wasn't like even in like Dragon Ball Z when we were watching it as kids, you just kind of knew. It was like they don't really show the romance because like their relationships are weird, like Goku and Chi-Chi and Vegeta and Bulma.
Dragon Ball romances are so weird.
They're goofy.
They're very weird.
They don't comment on it until like Super, right? Like there's an episode in Super where there's like where Bulma is like just yelling at everybody and then she leaves with Jocko to go talk to Zeno-sama, and then Goku's like, "Man, we got some strong women, huh?" And Vegeta's like, "Yeah." I kind of like that. I kind of like that about her. And he's like, yeah, that's why I like Chi-Chi too. And Vegeta turns to him, and Vegeta is still educating Goku on like their race, right?
Oh,
so he's like, you know, Saiyans are wired that way, right? Like we only mate and be with strong women. Yeah. He was like, oh, that makes sense. And then Piccolo's in the back, like. It all makes sense. Like, why would you want to be with such a huge ass bitch? Yeah.
See, it was always so weird in Dragon Ball because like I remember like okay, so do you guys remember like how Vegeta and Bulma got together? Because like what I remember is like all of a sudden like they're just together.
They're together.
And then like I don't question it. And then all of a sudden it's like seasons later and there's no like romance being shown. And all of a sudden it's just them being a family. Like, you know, like cooking and shit. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wasn't it that they meet Future Trunks?
Yeah.
And they're like, wait a minute. So this is a thing that can happen? I don't fully remember, but I feel like they meet Future Trunks first, and then they're like, oh.
So this is what happens. So this is what happens real quick. I don't want to take up too much time. But so Future Trunks comes and he talks to Goku, and he's like, whoa, Bulma's your mom? He's like, hell yeah. That's why I have the Capsule Corp logo on my jacket. Pimp shit. And Goku was like, okay, well then who's your dad? And he was like, yeah, that's him right there. And he turns around and he was like, that's why you're a Super Saiyan? That's hilarious, dude.
Mace Windbrood, Yamcha made it all possible.
And so then he warns them about the androids.
Right.
Yeah. He warns them about the androids. Yeah. So Vegeta starts training on his own, being an asshole because he wants to do it by himself.
Right.
He starts using the Capsule Corp gravity room, which can go up to like 500 times.
And Bulma sees him.
And he almost kills himself doing it. So she like takes care of him and nurses him back to health every time he fucks. There's a couple scenes where she's like taking care of him, and then you kind of start to see this thing build a little bit, and then that ends, and there's a 2-year time jump because the androids are coming 2 years later, and Bulma just shows up with a baby. So you just have to assume you have to fill it in yourself that something bloomed.
Toriyama's romance, not on the same level as Rumiko Takahashi, but these are household families nonetheless.
Definitely not on the same level for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, so
hilarious.
I'm trying to remember, like, I think we were just on your show the other day, actually, when I can't remember the question that you asked, Sam, but it brought up this couples kind of like
it was,
conversation.
Your favorite romance scene in a non-romance anime.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I brought up Kagome and Inuyasha in the episode where Kagome gets sick in like her real world, and then Inuyasha is in the real world, and he's like, I got just the thing for you. I'm making liver soup. Where's the liver at? And then like Kagome's like granddad and like brother are like, what are you talking about, man? And he's like, doesn't matter what animal, just get me a liver, and I'm gonna make her some soup. She'll be fine in hours or something, or whatever he said.
Get me a liver.
Yeah.
So
and it was just it was the cutest thing ever, because Kagome's all like sick in her bed, and then like Inuyasha comes in like trying to not act like he's romantically interested or whatever his shtick is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's your soup, so make you feel better or something, I guess. You know?
Well, obviously we need her to get better to find the jewels, you dumbass. Just eat it. I love you, but eat it.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Stupid.
Yeah, so fucking funny.
But that's like how you see the difference between like Dragon Ball romance and like Rumiko Takahashi's romance. Like it's definitely, I mean, I hate to admit on Nick's our Nick's standpoint about Inuyasha, but Inuyasha is definitely feminine, more feminine shonen rather than your typical like man shonen kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, kind of like how like, some stories like Hunter x Hunter kind of like teeter on that like seinen line, Attack on Titan and things like that, while being in a a boy demographic magazine, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that same vein though, the way that Rumiko Takahashi wrote Inuyasha being all yonder or tsundere, right? And then Kagome, like Yusuke and Keiko are kind of like that, except Yusuke is not that much of an asshole, and he's a little bit more.
He cares about her. He's
a little bit more upfront with his feelings to Keiko because they were together already. But like, that's another reason that makes that first episode of Yu Yu Hakusho so good. Like,
I love their relationship.
Yes.
Their relationship is great.
He's
honestly,
just like me.
I think, dude.
Yeah. He'll just go off and do whatever, and he'll come back. He's like, "Hey, did you miss me?" It's like, "Yeah, you fucking asshole. You were gone for 10 years,
and you almost died, and I almost died."
Yeah.
Not
you
gonna
ass.
lie, my favorite scene of Keiko and Yusuke is in the Dark Tournament, and Yusuke just finished beating like 3 people and winning and moving on to the tournament. I think it was Jin's team that he was facing.
Yeah, the wind guy with Toya and like all those other elemental people.
He is so fucking hilarious. Jin, best side character ever.
Oh my god, and the best dub in that whole show too. Just like a Scottish dude. I wasn't like ready for that.
Jerry Jewell, best actor.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then like Keiko and Yusuke are talking like by the lake and everything, and like Keiko is just saying like, you fucking asshole, like don't fucking do that, like what the hell's wrong with you? And then Yusuke turns around and is like, by the way, Keiko, when did your ass get so huge?
Yes, my goats. Just like me, for real. Man, like ever since that first like interaction where they're on the roof, and Keiko like pulls up, I'm like, you're skipping school again, you dick, or whatever she like calls him or something like that. And then he Soru like flash steps behind her and like lifts her like skirt up or whatever, and she like Roger Federer backhands him across the fucking roof.
Well, that's also, I mean, that's another thing. Like when Yusuke dies and Botan is like, you have another chance to live. But the only way that you'll be able to do that is for someone close to you to like go to your body and kiss you and stuff. Like, so fucking Yusuke goes into Kuwabara's body, and this whole journey of like, Keiko's the only one that will know it's me and everything like that. And then the one line, "Hey Keiko, nice uniform." And like, slaps him.
That scene was so adorable because he's trying to get to Keiko and he's running through the city and all the delinquents are like, "What's up, Kuwabara? Time for that ass whooping." And he has to fight them all the way to Keiko. And then when he gets to Keiko and Kuwabara's body, his face is like lumped up like 17 times. He's like, Keiko. And she's like,
oh man.
Hey,
so good.
That's love right there.
That's super love.
And
it was the cutest thing because all he had to do was just say like one thing, and then she's like, Yusuke? And I was just like, oh god. Yes, even though he's an ugly, ass gorilla of a man right now.
Oh my god, so great.
So good.
Great.
So great.
Should we talk
also,
about
Kuwabara and what's her name?
Yukina.
Yes, Yukina.
Yes.
Princess Yukina.
Yeah.
Totally one-sided love, but
Right,
I mean, it's still a thing.
I love how you were going
say,
there because I was talking about like Tarukane and Kuwabara's sister. In the Dark Tournament had a romantic arc too. I think it's Tarukane. I think that's his name. It's one of those names of those those corporate leaders or whatever.
The mobster, whatever you want to call him, like with the fucking scar on his face.
Yes, exactly. He has the long black hair with the button up, and then him and Shizuru kind of fling it up a little bit.
They like hit it off a little bit. Jeez.
I was gonna say Kuwabara and Yusuke, man, bromance.
Yes, gotta talk about the romances. Hold on now.
It's nothing really gay about it.
Between two guys.
Me and Nickums are starting a band.
Yeah.
We're gonna take that into the studio. Goes to number 1.
Mixtape coming soon.
Dude, there was a lot of good romance in Yu Yu Hakusho, though, you know?
Yeah, and going back to Kuwabara and Yukina, like what was so cute about them is that like normally, like if Yu Yu Hakusho like came out right now and we're in Dark Tournament and Kuwabara's getting his ass whooped and Yukina pulls up and all of a sudden he flexes all of his wounds away and beats the bad guy, the timeline would be lit. The timeline would literally implode if that happened today. So I'm so glad that we got that like Deus Ex Machina ingrained into like Yu Yu Hakusho at the time that we had it. Before like the information age where everyone became a critic and like we can just appreciate that because that was amazing. That was like my favorite joke in the whole fucking show. Kuwabara's getting stepped on. Yukina! And then he's just like 100% again. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. But even like the villains too, like in the psychic arc, Sensui and like his right hand dude or whatever, he was like in love with him. So it's like when when Sensui died and he like holds him and they go into like the limbo or whatever together and it's like, oh
my god, that was a big deal. That was the first gay relationship that I had seen in anime too, was Sensui and Buddy. I can't remember I forgot his name already. My head right now, but that was super different too. See, like this is all around the time where I'm like all of these tropes are being established for the first time. You know what I mean? And I feel like the order in which I saw all of these things like helped me not just with my taste in anime, but like with my outlook on life and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
Like, progressive storytelling that early, you know what I mean? Despite, the situation that our country has been in and whatnot and things like that. It was real. Like, I'm so appreciative. I don't know what it would have been like otherwise, but like, I'm so thankful for anime for like this kind of shit right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For sure.
It found me at the right time, baby. I swear. Oh, yeah. Should we talk about, go ahead, Danny.
Well, I was gonna say, like, speaking that, like, we're talking about stuff that we kind of like grew up on and stuff. There, something that immediately came up is, Jean and Malfina from Outlaw Star.
Yes. Oh, if Kiko was here, he would be lit right now because you're bringing up Outlaw Star. That's his shit.
I mean, that is a great show. But also another, like, there's so many romance in that show too, because there's Jean and Malfina and Harry, and Jean and Fred.
Oh man,
I gotta rewatch that show, man.
Dude,
I'm screaming right now.
I am with you on
that.
I
definitely need the rewatch. Sure. I wasn't ready to hear Jean and Fred at the end. That was hilarious.
Oh come on, like, but you can't deny it. Like, Fred is so in love with Jean.
Yeah, absolutely. like you think it's like fanboying, but then you're like at first, and then you're like, wait a minute, no, like I think this dude actually loves this guy.
Dude, in the same vein right now, we're talking about Adult Swim shit. When we were younger, somebody in the chat said Spike and Julia.
Yes. Let's go. Yeah. That is a massive one.
Bang.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another one, I just want to throw it out there, Sailor Moon Tuxedo Mask.
Yes. That was another it was either, I think, Inuyasha Kagome or Sailor Moon, Tuxedo Mask, right? For like first romance you would encounter as a young anime watcher.
Yes.
Let me tell you something about and this is, I'm going to be vulnerable right now, okay? I'm always vulnerable in front of the microphone. And I'm going to be real with y'all because y'all are my best friends.
Oh, yeah.
And, everyone in the chat, y'all are my best friends too. I love y'all. So let me just tell you this. Do you know how hard it is being attracted to multiple genders while watching that shit?
Probably tough.
For real. For real. So many.
This is me. This is me every time I watch anime. Ready?
That was so quick and you really
but Danny, keep going with Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask.
Yes.
No, shut up. But no, like I ain't got time for that shit. I'm trying to watch.
Yeah.
So that was like Sailor Moon Tuxedo Mask was pretty much like the first like shoujo magical girl kind of romance thing, and it is actually based on romance and everything. And there's multiple romances in Sailor Moon as well. Like
put me on, because my Sailor Moon memory is
I got one of them.
there.
One of those couples is on my list, and Danny's about to say it. I know.
Yeah, Sailor Ernest and Sailor Neptune is our first gay couple.
Gay.
So,
I think they're cousins, actually. No,
No. Oh my.
God damn it! Censorship. Why?
See, when I was a kid,
Is that what they said?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When I was a kid, I was like, oh, they're just really close, like cousins or something.
Super close.
Oh
cousins.
my god.
So
Totally change the translation for America.
Yeah.
Not gonna
America
lie though.
Sucks.
I just want to go on a short tangent on this.
Yeah.
But the original dub for Sailor Moon is the best one. I don't care about like, even though the freaking like translation for it is so bad, so terrible. But the
voice
actors that
are
they
slapping.
They're good, yeah.
They're all good. They're all great. So
Man.
that's okay. That's it. I'm done with that.
Yeah, no, it's good.
No,
you know,
speak
just
your
like
truth.
if you go with the mindset that you just know that they're fucking, you know, and you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. I don't care. But also another one that, like, going back to Sailor Moon, it's Chibiusa and Pegasus. That's like way further in the show.
Oh, I was
like
about to say, I was
way
like,
further.
I thought you were talking about Yu-Gi-Oh for a sec. I was like, wait a minute, when was there?
No.
Yu-Gi boy.
Yu-Gi boy.
No. That's like way, like season. I want to say like either season 3 or season 4 of Sailor Moon.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it really goes into depth. Like a lot of stuff goes into depth.
Hell yeah.
So
Nice.
But yeah.
Saw somebody bring
there's-
up. Oh yeah, keep going.
Well, another thing was like a short romance between Rey and Tuxedo Mask as well. But
Oh yeah.
yeah. Short romance right there.
Is that earlier?
It's like first season, and Usagi and Mamoru are like kind of like butting heads, and like they hate, like Usagi doesn't like Mamoru and stuff. So and then when Rey finally became a Girl Scout,
Sailor Scout.
Sailor Scout.
Selling cookies.
Stupid.
Samosas.
Oh my god.
Samosas top one.
Work brain right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when Rey just started joining the Scouts and everything, Rey went on a date with Mamoru for a couple times.
I totally forgot about that.
I had no. I'm so lost right now, but this is good. I'm just gonna make me rewatch Sailor Moon.
It was one of those things where like it did it, and you were kind of like, oh wait, so is Usagi and Mamoru not gonna happen then? Like, it made you question it just for a second.
Oh, sure.
And so you were kind of just like,
Yeah. Oh shit.
I don't remember it getting that messy in Sailor Moon. Like, I'm usually like all about that like drama. You know what I'm saying?
It was
Bad
just
Girls
for, like,
Club, Jersey Shore.
It
like,
was just
it was just for a couple episodes, but it seriously made you thought. Like, it was like a telenovela. You were just like, "Tú tienes mi corazón." Y chica tu madre, cabrones.
Also, one more 90s thing, and then we can move on.
Yeah.
Sakura and Lee from Cardcaptor Sakura.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Still haven't done Cardcaptor Sakura.
Which is
not
Danny's
really.
shit.
Yeah, I know.
I've only seen a few
I know.
episodes like 20 years ago.
Right. I've maybe seen random episodes here and there, but like, it's on Crunchyroll.
It's on Crunchyroll. And it's on Netflix.
Yeah, because
there you go.
Because like when I was making your face cam, and someone was like, yeah, she wants Cardcaptor Sakura, Cardcaptor Sakura, and I'm like looking up pictures for her, and I'm like, oh yeah, I was watching this at like the same time as like Zatch Bell and like all of that stuff. Yeah.
Love Zatch Bell.
And I remember too, because when we were doing the best female characters episode that you guys came back for. You brought up, I think, Sakura on that episode too, and then and I was like, and the way that you explained it there, and I think I said on the show, like, I'm gonna rewatch Cardcaptor Sakura. Not never did. Sorry, but
do it.
But we should like do it in like our Discord or something.
Girl right here.
Oh my
Dude, let's do it
for this cute girl right here.
I'd be totally down to watch party it, in the Discord at any time. We can organize that.
It's really weird too because like, and I love the manga, by the way. The manga is just amazing.
It's so beautifully drawn.
But like, and it's weird too because a lot of people will criticize it because they're children. They're like 13, 14 years old, 12 years old.
Well, 11, 12.
That's right. Yeah. But like her best friend, Tomoyo, loves Sakura too. And it's like, people criticize it because they're children, but it's like, no, we're not talking. Don't immediately go to sexual. She loves her. Like, if you're lying if you said that you didn't like love somebody at 11 or 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
Like I was definitely in love with my first girlfriend at 15 years old. You know, like, but it was that part is so cute. Like there's so much. It kind of like Yu Yu Hakusho and Inuyasha. There's a bunch of connections to different couples and things like that.
Yeah. There's Toya, who's Sakura's brother, and Yukido. Like they're it's not like a lot of like a fan art and everything like just literally puts them together in a relationship, and I totally see it. Like it's for sure a relationship.
Okay.
But the show actually like
never
makes them like they're best friends kind of thing. But like you can totally see like the romance that Yukido truly cares and truly loves Toya.
Hell yeah.
So and you can also tell that Toya also cares for his friend as well. So
imagine being like a little girl. You might be a little gay, or a little boy. And you're reading this, and you're seeing this gay shit. It's like, oh, okay. So I thought, all right, yeah, like that makes sense to me, which is important. I think that's important. I think it's important for straight, gay, and whatever. I think it's okay to be in love and shit. Just relax.
Hey Sam.
What?
I love you, bitch.
I love you too. Me and Danny.
I was waiting for the elongated bitch. Like I thought you were gonna come back with one.
But and then Nick comes in. He's like, "But you said that though," and I'm like, "Bitch." Yeah. No. Me and Danny. We flirt up too much.
We do.
We got a little bit of romance going on camera right now.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
I have this. Like I don't know what they call. I think they call it alterous amorousness, where I have like crushes on people for like 2 weeks at a time.
Oh.
And so like it happened with Noxie. It happened with Eagle. It happened with Noxie's girlfriend. Like it sucks, and I constantly go through it all the time. But with Danny, sometimes it'll go longer than like 2 weeks. So yeah, like I'm just like
more like 3 years. How about
shut up.
Cut the tension with a knife. The sexual
called all of this is live. This is live right now.
Oh, sorry. Whoops.
Hey, this is the stream to let it out. I'll tell you what.
So Noxie Nickums, what are some other couples that you think we should?
I saw someone bring up Ed and Winry. That's awesome.
Oh, love
that one is very good.
That was one of those ones where you kind of knew it was going to happen, but you needed to see it happen.
Yes.
You just
that was building for so
it.
long, and it was always like some. It was always like some "I'm coming as you're going" type feeling.
Yes,
you know what I mean? And that.
Just give me the
episode,
like the tension, like the sexual tension we were talking about, right? Like those scenes where Winry is like repairing Ed's automail, right? And they like right up in his business, right? Like you ain't got no arm on you, and here I am like helping you out, right? Like I always found those to be very like have a lot of tension to them, like unspoken. They both want to say something, but they're not going to, kind of stuff.
Yeah, and those are always the best and worst because it's like when that finally happens, it's very satisfying because of the build up and all of the teasing, but until then, and you don't know, you're just like, is this ever going to happen? I don't know. The uncertainty drives you crazy. You know what I mean? But is it compelling though? Like
for me, if unless we want to talk more about Ed and Winry.
No. Go ahead.
We can all peep my my little card here, my Nickums card that for the video. Got Meruem on there. Meruem is one of my favorite characters. You got to mention Meruem and Komugi. Several people in the chat have talked about it already, right? Like wow, like one of the most powerful, especially for a shonen, right?
Yes,
one of the most powerful romances around. Yeah.
Yeah, like never seen anything like this before. You know,
I'm not caught up there, but I'm almost there.
Oh. You are going to lose your shit.
It's
like
so good, and I'm glad that you said, Sam, that you're not cranky.
Yes,
I was about to start dumping
right.
spoilers.
We can avoid some more major spoilers for sure.
Right.
That's still, and because people in the chat, if you know, right?
Yes.
Like my wife and I cosplayed Meruem and Komugi.
It was
and,
so
like,
good.
People, very good. Like
A1.
just fun time. But people literally came up to us and cried. Like they're like, oh my god, like seeing you two here, like it's too much. Like it's
it's too much.
Your cosplays were
I'm gonna
perfect.
need proof. I'm gonna need proof.
Yeah. We'll hook up later for the pictures or whatever. Yeah,
me and Nick took a picture at the con that he cosplayed that, and we were playing chess. We were playing chess outside the convention, and it's this cold-blooded shot of him just sitting, like Meruem, while I'm like shaking to grab the piece.
So good, but
the Queen's Bishop.
Oh my god! In terms of the relationship, right? Like, so many amazing moments, right? Like, remember that moment where Komugi is being attacked by like an eagle or something, like a hawk or an eagle, and Meruem like rushes in to help, and he's like, why do I care about this creature? Like he's growing as a human. He's only like 30 days old or whatever, 20 days old. He's growing as a person, and the personalities within him, like the ant side and the human side, are like fighting. But he's like, what? Why do I feel this way? You know what I mean? He's like, he doesn't even know he's in love yet.
He's having like an existential crisis. He's like, I'm the king. I don't even know what my name is. Everyone has a name but me. He's just coming back from that conversation, and there's this girl in here fucking my vibe up. Wait a minute, I'm the king. I'm gonna go kill this bitch. And then he like kicks the door in, and she's getting attacked by an eagle, and he's like, and he like runs up, he evaporates the eagle and like holds her in his arms. Like, Komugi, why didn't you call for help? And like that kind of scene. Yeah, and the thing about the relationship that gets me is that like I never thought that I would, I've seen, I should say that I have seen this before, I guess, in like live action stuff, but I've never seen characters fall in love through like tabletop competition like that. You know what I mean? And it makes sense inside of, Hunter x Hunter, especially for the two characters involved. We know Komugi, we know Meruem, we know what kind of people they are, but the world of Hunter x Hunter is all about strength. You know what I mean? And it's all this very Darwinistic kind of like approach to what being strong and what being weak means in this world, and just in general. So it makes all the sense that like the one real romance we see in this story comes from two people testing their might against each other to like prove superiority and dominance. You know what I mean? And like that was just always such a beautiful like love story, because I'd never seen anything like that. You know what I mean? But A1, absolutely. Top tier, absolutely. But yeah, I think that is I think that's like all of the obvious ones, right? That we kind of want to fit in this episode, right?
Naruto and Sakura from all that.
Sure. Naruto, you gotta say that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Naruto and Hinata. You gotta say
you
that.
Fucking clown.
You gotta say Might Guy and Kakashi. You gotta say
Might Guy and Kakashi.
You gotta say all. You gotta say all those. You know
all
what I mean?
Them shits.
Yeah. But I'm really excited to hear what you guys have brought to the conversation. So let's start with Danny, because I believe, if I remember correctly, Sam started in the best women episode last time. This is just me like double checking like a day ago or whatever. But yes, Danny, what you got?
All right, let me look at my list here. Well, my first one that I have Kyo and Totoro from Fruits Basket.
Oh,
never seen Fruits Basket. Put me on.
Oh, what's wrong with you?
Everyone, that's what everyone says.
What is wrong with you?
I'll tell you what's wrong with me. I am a douchebag, and I judge that book by its cover, and I still haven't seen it despite all the recommendations that I've gotten, because I'm a prick in that way. I'm sorry.
Danny, before you get into your bag on Fruits Basket, I gotta say that like in terms of Project Manga, right? Manga, one of the first manga I actually went to the store and bought on a regular basis was Fruits Basket. I had like. Really? I bought like the first 8 volumes. I love the anime. I love the first anime. I've not seen the remake. I've only seen like 6 episodes or something.
You have to.
Right.
Nickums, every time you open your mouth, it's just such an opposite of our Nick. I'm just like, God.
We borrow your Nick.
It's so refreshing, actually. No, but honestly, for real, Nick, like I'm kind of on your level. I mean, aside from Tenchi, because No Need for Tenchi was actually my very first manga that I ever purchased. Inuyasha is one of my first series that it's a long running series. Like I'm at like volume 31 right now of Inuyasha.
You're almost done.
Yeah.
Wow. That's impressive.
And then when Fruits Basket came out in the US, I actually have the original volumes where it's from Tokyo something.
Tokyo Pop?
Yes, Tokyo Pop. Thank you. Yeah.
I remember Tokyo Pop. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember as well.
So, and that's like what, 18 volumes? Am I right about? No, 23 volumes.
Something like that. Yeah, I didn't have the whole thing. So
I have all of them. I followed that series.
Okay, so what? That series. For me, because I've never, like everyone has told me, Knox, you got to do this, you got to do that, and I'm like, yeah, I got you, bro. Yeah, so yeah, and then like literally never even Google it. So put me on.
Okay, so if you're okay. This is gonna be hard.
I'm sorry. What is the best thing about Fruits Basket to you?
The best thing about Fruits Basket to me is, well, there are two things that is the best thing about Fruits Basket. One, it's about the Chinese zodiac.
You got me.
And yeah.
Already, like that's so cool. Already.
Two, there is a family that is cursed by the Chinese zodiac.
Oh wow.
So there are certain members in the Soma family that is cursed, and if they're under a great deal of stress, or they get hugged by the opposite sex, they turn into that
zodiac animal.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, and not only that, but there is an old folk tale about the Chinese zodiac where God, man, I used to paraphrase the story when I was a kid. I don't remember it now. But in a short term story, God announced that he was having a banquet. So he invited pretty much all of the animals, so the rat, the ox, the tiger, bunny, everyone that's in the 12 of the Chinese zodiac. And including the cat. Well, the 13th zodiac
is the cat.
But
it's not real.
I was like, wait, you're blowing my mind right now. I was like,
in this story, it's real. But what happens is the rat decided to play a trick on the cat and tell the cat that the banquet was the day after tomorrow. So hence why the cat isn't part of the Chinese zodiac.
He was late to the party.
He was late to the party.
You're out.
So yeah. So Kyo, who is possessed by the cat, and not only that, but in the story, Toru, who is the main protagonist of the story, her mom told her this story, and Toru was so upset that this poor cat missed the banquet. So she's all like, okay, that's it. Like, I'm not gonna, because her horoscope zodiac is the dog. And she like flat out said, she was determined. She was all like, I'm not gonna be a dog anymore. I'm gonna be the year of the cat.
Yes.
And that's how she became obsessed with cats. And it's just
the love triangle. Then you have a love triangle, right, between her and Kyo, the cat, but also Yuki, the mouse, the rat, right?
Yes.
And so obviously the cat and the rat will butt heads. And Yuki and Toru like each other, and Kyo and Toru like each other. You know what I mean? In different ways, right? And then Yuki and Kyo are like against each other. It's super drama, super drama.
I'm like, I love that. I eat that shit up on like live action TV. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's like,
But not only, but it definitely, like, the manga for sure definitely goes way in depth versus the actual original from 2001. The 2001 original is super special in my heart. Like, I know every single line in that entire show. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I even catch myself saying the old lines from the original when I'm watching the reboot.
Oh yeah, that's gotta the overlap.
So, but the reboot, when I found out that the reboot came out, I was so ecstatic. Like, this was going to be the full story, full length of the manga. Like, they went into full detail on the reboot.
So they originally tried to adapt it, and then they got like so far into the story, maybe they caught up to the source material.
They just cut.
They just cut it.
Yeah, they cut it.
And then they rebooted it to cover the whole
like
thing.
last year, 2 years ago.
That is like the best feeling ever.
2019.
Yeah,
lovely.
2019.
Lovely.
And season 2 is 2020.
So did we ever find out why it's called Fruits Basket, or is that a spoiler, or?
So Fruits Basket is actually a game that Totoro used to play when she was a kid.
Oh, sure, okay.
And pretty much
because based on what you just explained to me, I'm like, where did this title come from?
Yeah, no, it has nothing to do with like fruits or anything like that.
Okay.
But like Totoro explains, like because Totoro, she actually had like a pretty lonely childhood and everything like that. Like, I'm not gonna go into full detail about it, but the game that she played in kindergarten was called Fruits Basket, and kids would sit in a circle and and whichever kid was it, they would assign each kid a type of fruit. So
right.
and then whenever the person who was it called out, oh, apple, okay, the apple starts to go play with the kid, and like one by one, each single type of fruit who was assigned to each kid would get up and go play. So but with Toru, in her class, they assigned Toru as a rice ball.
Yeah.
And eventually no one called out rice ball for her. So
because she's like so narratively, right? Like she's left out. She's left out, and Kyo, the cat, also left out, right? So there's that thematic connection between them from the storytelling perspective. Yeah.
Oh,
that sounds.
It is so good.
It's so good.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like an asshole for literally like seeing the title and the cover and being like, this isn't for me. And there's just so many things that are for me. Okay, so is there a specific ship inside of Fruits Basket that you wanted to highlight?
Kyo and Totoro, for sure.
Yeah, the cat, and the main character. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure, them. I mean, there are
so it's a cat and a dog?
No, well, she's just a girl.
Okay.
She's just a regular girl, but her zodiac.
Oh, right.
Is the dog?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
there's another person in the family that's a dog, the actual magic dog type person.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All 12 zodiacs are in the I'm mixing it up. At least one person in the Soma family is cursed from the 12 animals of the zodiac.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Okay.
So,
I'm a horse.
So am I.
I'm not a horse. I'm a broom.
But Noxie got the reference.
Hell yeah. I was just watching Best of Family Guy like the other night. Yeah. That's like what I go to bed to. You know what I'm saying? Like, throw that on.
To be honest with you, Diane, I'm surprised.
Well, good shit.
Yeah.
There's actually quite a few like romances in Fruits Basket as well, but mainly I want to highlight Totoro and Kyo for sure.
Dude, I'd be so down to, and I know that we just talked about it with Card Captor Soccer, and we can do that too. But like, let's like just watch party these series. Like we're on quarantine. You know what I'm saying?
Stopping us?
I definitely think that we should be doing more watch parties. I think the next one, I think we should definitely finish up Yu Yu Hakusho finally, and then bounce right into shit like that. So
Word.
I'd be super
more
happy
romance.
Yes.
More romance.
Absolutely.Som. The bomb.
Go now?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Are we live?
Are we live? No, we're not yet.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh shit. No. Dude.
I caught that at like, I was grabbing my like water.
No, dude. One that I want to bring up just because like I sometimes often forget about it because you think of all the badass moments of the show, but you forget that this is a big part of like the ending of the show. Kenshin Himura and Kaoru Kamiya from Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, someone actually mentioned that in the chat.
Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah, dude.
Good taste, whoever that is.
Oh, dude. So, without spoiling it, just.
I mean, spoilers for like a 20-year story, I guess.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Right.
But like, I mean, just there's nothing more romantic than knowing that you in this life and in the next you'll be with that person.
Yeah.
Forever. You know. So
Yes.
Did you watch Reflection or whatever?
Yeah.
The sequel like movie or whatever? Like, oh my god! Like,
it's really weird because like my first introduction to Rurouni Kenshin was actually a DVD. It was a VHS, and it was just called Samurai X.
That's the prequel. That's the prequel to.
And I had no idea that was a prequel or anything. I just thought it was just about
that first scene where the dude's like and just like explodes the people like those bandits or whatever. Like,
I had no idea that was a prequel to anything. I just thought that it was just a single movie.
Oh yeah.
And so like then, they started showing Rurouni Kenshin again on Toonami, and I was like, oh, that's the scar.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Because you see how he gets the scar.
Yeah. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
And then it was so you have to imagine it was really cool for me when it got to that part where I think it was like episode 20 or 30 something, and he's fighting that one guy with like the elastic sword. He's got like a mohawk or whatever.
Yep.
And Rurouni and Kenshin is like, he's like, I guess I have to become Batosai the Manslayer once again.
Ooh.
And he uses his sword. He uses this sword that he randomly finds from this guy who crafted it. And it turns out it was the last sword he ever crafted. And he made that one a reverse blade. So he ended up not killing him anyway. So it was fine. And then the handle breaks and there's a message on it. And he said, as my last sword, I want to make it so it's intended for not killing. Just like I made every other tool. And it was just like,
yeah, that hits.
But yeah, anyway, that romance is, I mean, that's just pure love. That's just like, you know. And then I also put Kyo and Toru.
Nice.
But also I got some gay shit. So like the cousins from Sailor Moon, we'll just call them that.
Wait.
And then I also more recently Victor and Yuri from Yuri on Ice.
Oh,
yes. Oh my god.
Someone posted a Yuri on Ice GIF under the tweet for this stream.
Oh
yeah. Nice. They you know what? Like they don't really build it so much in the beginning, but then you can see as he's teaching Yuri all these routines and everything. Yeah. And the theme of Yuri's routines are like lust and romance and things like that, you know. So it's kind of like you kind of wonder if Victor's doing that on purpose. And then there's this thing where it's like Yuri just is like he gets confident, and he gets so confident enough to where he's just like, I'm just gonna kiss my teacher, you know. And it just kisses him after a routine. He just kisses him, and it's like
oh shit.
And it's just so cute, and it's just like, and it's more so, it's almost kind of like platonic in a way, which is really nice, you know, because not every romance has to be romantic. It can be just platonic if it need be. Right. But like it was just really kind of nice because it was just like, I am confident enough to give you this gift of a kiss because you made me this confident. And it's just like, there's something about relationships where goosebumps. Like if your person is gonna build you up instead of tear you down. Right. I mean, that's what's up. Yeah. You know?
Hell yeah.
I had this amazing Yuri on Ice t-shirt. That was actually how I got introduced to the series. My sister was like, "You're into anime. Here's a t-shirt for like my birthday." And it was like Yuri on Ice. She like doesn't know what the series is or whatever. So she gets me a Yuri on Ice, you know, t-shirt, and I was like, "This is fucking awesome. I wonder what this is about." And I like look into it, and I was like, ice skating anime.
So did you watch it?
Yeah, I started watching it. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and I was like, this is really fucking cool.
It was one of the best anime of the year it came out.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
I never finished it. But I'm really happy to.
And then I'm getting mad
I do that like all the time. I'm one of those, you know what I mean? Where it's like I've seen half of every series you'll ever list, you know what I mean? But yeah, and then like I had that shirt. I rocked it like all the time, even though I like didn't know who the characters were. I like started like watching the show, and then like I don't remember like why I like stopped watching it. Probably the same reasons I stopped watching everything. But then like this is kind of like personal a little bit. But then I'm like at a bar one night and I'm wearing, you know, this shirt, and then like this crazy fight happens outside of the bar that I get like drug into like a Looney Tunes, you know what I'm saying? The big fight cloud with all the feet and hands coming out of it. And I got pulled into that shit, and they're yanking my Yuri on Ice shirt like all over the place, and it like rips like in half down the shit. I still got it, you know what I mean? But can't wear that shit no more. Yeah, I'm mad as hell.
Damn.
Yeah, it was so fucked up. I was like, why do I have to wear this shirt tonight, bro? I could have worn some bullshit.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I'm about to go grab my Yuri on Ice shirt right now.
Oh, man.
Yeah, dude, do it. Somebody in the chat said Given. That's actually on my list as well.
Tell us about that. What is that?
Yeah, what's that about? I don't even know.
So Given is about...
this is good.
It's about this... It's this anime that's about this band. It's based on a manga, and the anime premiered in 2019, I believe. And
there's gonna be a movie soon. Well, I think the movie's already out or something like that.
It already premiered in Japan, but not here yet. But this guy wants to learn to play guitar, so he gets this other guitarist at his school to like teach him how, kind of. And he's just like, "Do you want to come to one of my band practices?" And he's like, "Sure." And so like they ask him to be the singer, and then he's teaching him how to play guitar, and he kind of like falls in love with him. And it's one of those romances that doesn't just fucking tease it, you know, like
it goes right to the point.
Yeah, it happens, you know, and it's like, and it's really funny because there's one part where he's like he's talking to the drummer, right? He's like, "Dude, I think I'm in love with Mafuyu or whatever," right? And the drummer is just like, "Whatever, dude. Everyone's a little gay. I'm gay."
That's what he said.
He legit was like, "Dude, I was gay once." Like,
wow.
It's really funny. Like, and he was like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Yeah, dude, dick. Everyone have a little dick." There's
no way this is the dialogue.
No.
Everybody can have a little dick sometimes.
As a treat.
He did say something along the lines of like, "Yeah, dude, I dated a dude once." Like, you know.
That's awesome.
And he was like, "Oh, seriously?" He's like, "Yeah." Whatever, dude. And he's like, "Okay." It was like, "Well, you gonna tell him how you feel or what?" He's like, "I don't fucking know, man. I'm
just here playing my instruments."
Right, like I don't want to fuck him up because we got this show. It's our first show.
Oh, sure.
As a new band, you know, and then it turns out that Mufuyu's got like a past with another guy, and some shit happened, and I don't want to spoil it, but it's like
it's messy.
It's got him. It's got some trauma. He's kind of fucked up.
Well, yeah, and they write a song.
They wrote a song about it, and he's like, he doesn't know how to sing. It's like, dude, like, you haven't sung at a rehearsal yet. How are we supposed to do this show if you don't even know how you're gonna do it? And then he gets on stage and he just does it.
Just rocks it.
Like, yeah. And then immediately, the guitarist takes him off stage into the back and is like, "You're done."
And kisses him.
Yeah. He's like, "We're good. You already got your feelings out. We're good. You don't need to do no more." And
it's so good.
He comforts him, and it's just
so
like
good.
it wasn't just about like, the romantic part at that point. It was about
I'm getting low.
It was about the taking care of each other part, and it was just like, man,
that's lit.
So good.
That sounds amazing.
So good.
Let me fit one in here.
Yeah, throw it in.
Yeah, you two know this one, Sam and Danny, for sure. My Love Story, Ore Monogatari, Takeo and Yamato. Oh my God, they're so sweet.
Oh, it's one of those Gataris.
No, it's not from Bakemonogatari or Nisei Monogatari, not like that, that. But just
it's one of those.
Monogatari is like story, right? Like my love story, right? Like Ore Monogatari.
Yeah.
But like. So like in this one, right? Like Takeo, he's like huge. He's an immense young man, right?
He's like a gorilla. He's
like Jotaro Kujo, but like wider. You know what I mean? Like just like huge, and like, but he's super scary looking, but he's like super gentle and super good boy, super good boy, right? Yeah. And then like you have like Yamato, who's like a sweetie, cutie baby girl. She's like so adorable. Oh my God! And she's like she loves baking, and she's super shy. Anyway, but like.
I thought you were gonna say she's a badass or something at the end, like she's like for the dichotomy or whatever.
No, she's not a badass, but like or she's a badass at cooking or whatever, baking.
Sure.
But like anyway, like the story like opens up where like they're riding a train. They happen to be on the same train going to school or whatever, right? Like she goes to all girls school and he goes to whatever public school or whatever. And she's like being molested by some old dude on the train, right? And Takeo like
I'm out of here.
yeah, he got him out of here, like grabs his hand, like calls him out, like literally, because he's huge, right? Literally drags him to the police station and like turns him in, right? And Yamato falls in love, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, oh my God, my hero, you know what I mean? And one of the best things about the story generally to me is that like it doesn't, a lot of love story anime, like the entire story is the relationship building, right? Like there's all these questions like, oh, I don't know if she likes me, I don't know if he likes me, you know, like back and forth, and the series at the end culminates in them realizing that they love each other. But in Ore Monogatari, they find out very early, they recognize very early that they like each other, and so most of the story is actually them together and dealing with things and developing their relationship and stuff. So it's like it's like
they're already together,
refreshing,
and it's like he's the ultimate himbo, just huge buff guy. He does judo, and he like, but he's just the most big-hearted person ever.
Love that.
And like, what's really funny about it is the first like 3 episodes. So Takeo's best friend is like this really like pretty boy hot guy named Suna.
Yes.
And so the first couple episodes, he thinks that Yamato is in love with him, and Suna's trying to tell him, he's like, you're an idiot, dude. You know that, right? Like, you realize how oblivious you are. She's in love with you. And he's like, no, that's not possible.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't do that to me.
So then Suna gets Yamato to come to his house, and then Takeo's hiding under the bed. Or no, she goes over there to talk to him, right?
Yeah, because she just spent a day with Takeo, and like Takeo kept talking about Suna
because he thought Yamato. That she loves Suna.
Yeah. So she was like upset. So she went to Suna's house to talk to him, and is all like, he keeps talking about you, but I'm the one. I'm in love with him. And Suna's all like, can you say that one more time? Because mind you, Takeo is underneath the bed.
Yeah.
Right? He's underneath the bed. And because they were hanging out, and when Yamato came, Suna was like, hide, like, you gotta hide somewhere. So he hides under the fucking bed. And so now we're back to like, Suna told Yamato, say that one more time, and Yamato
she yells it out.
I love Takeo. And he's like, say that again. And he gets up, and she's like, I love Takeo. He say it one more time just to be sure. Takeo. And Suna leans down. He's like, okay, you heard her, right? No.
Right there, they do it right there. They reveal that he's under the.
It's no! Like episode 3
it's so refreshing.
And he gets up.
I gotta find the clip.
Find that scene so Nox can watch it. But he gets up and he's just like, I like you too, or whatever. And so like the whole entire show, Yamato is just really adorable. Yes. And she'll do something like really cute or whatever. And then it'll just cut to Takeo real quick, like on a sidebar thing, and he'll go, ski this! Like, he's just like, I love her! Yes. I love her! There's this one part where it's like towards the end, they go to the zoo.
Yeah.
And he's like, they're looking at the dough. Mm-hmm. And he's like, and Takeo goes up to, Takeo tells Yamato, you kind of remind me of the dough, Yamato. And she's like, oh, really? I always thought that I was a kitty. Row. And then he goes, ski this! She's so cute.
Oh my God, that is adorable.
It's the most adorable.
It's so good.
It's on Hulu. Hulu.
Oh, it is on Hulu.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's on Crunchyroll too.
Yeah.
It is on Crunchyroll. And actually our manga club, we did the first 3 volumes of My Love Story for Valentine's Day.
Oh, lovely. That great choice. Great choice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys got any more before I go into
I wanted to this came to me during the conversation.
I got a couple more too.
Yeah, this one came to me during the conversation. I was thinking of Tatsumi and Mine from Akame ga Kill. And the reason why I bring them up is because I remember that this was the relationship where like the tsundere trope kind of like worked on me, if that makes sense, where like I didn't see them getting together at all, or I didn't feel like I was just probably oblivious because everyone was dying or something. I don't fucking know, but like I like didn't see it, and then when it happened, I was like, oh yeah, dude, I was like, this is cool. Like, cause she was such a bitch to him, dude.
She was,
and he was such a chill ass dude, and I was like, man, can't wait till your ass die next. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden she like is cool all of a sudden, and I'm like, oh, I can't remember the moment that like shifted that, But I just remember just being like super on board after the fact. I was like, y'all are all gonna die, but until then, y'all are gonna love each other. You know what I mean? It's gonna be an amazing way to cut the macabre morbidity of this show.
I mean, speaking of like Akame ga Kill, there's Tatsumi and Ez death.
Oh,
Talk
sure.
about toxic relationships.
Oh man, yo, we should come back for most toxic relationships one day.
That would be yes.
Yo.
Yes, I am for that. Planning on the podcast.
I remember when Noxie came on, did our first manga therapy episode. He talked about Akame ga Kill, and he went. He got heated a little bit
about how I hate the adaptation. Yeah, because I fucking do.
Yeah,
because I fucking do.
Fuck the Akame ga Kill anime. And if you've read the manga, you know why. If you haven't read the manga, good for you. You probably love it.
It was like, dude, you went on a couple rants that episode, and there was one part where you're talking about One Piece, and you're like, so you need to shut the fuck up.
And just read it, okay?
Okay.
So
but yeah, that's really all I did, just because it like just came top of my head. That's really all I had to say about Tatsumi and mine.
Somebody in the chat talked about Escaflowne, and that's like me and Danny's shit right there.
Oh wow, that's the mech. That's the super old school mech one.
Yeah,
isn't it like an isekai too?
It is the OG isekai.
The OG isekai.
Really?
I got to go back to Escaflowne, bro, because I remember my brother came home with those on DVD one time, and I didn't even know like what anime was yet. You know what I'm saying?
Like I'm sharing this picture in our Discord chat right now. That's power couple shit right there.
Yes.
Oh,
look at that.
Hell yeah.
Like, and we did a review of the movie version, which was like the remake it was like a retell of the series, but in the movie. And I mean, that was one of those shows too, where it's like Inuyasha, like they had the action and the fantasy, but then it was the love part.
Very heavy romance, yeah. Like if you actually watch the show, I mean, the movie doesn't do the romance justice.
No,
sure.
There's actually zero, like I don't even recall any.
They don't build it up as
in
good.
The movie.
Yeah, it's not till the end where they kind of say something a little bit, but like the show for
sure.
Like Inuyasha is built on the romance, kind of like it's driven by the romance.
Love that.
So
yeah.
Need more like that.
Yeah.
I've always known about Escaflowne, but like never. Like it was just one of those things that you kind of like see randomly before you know where to find everything on the internet and shit like that. You just like see random episodes here and there and whatever.
Plus the mecha design, dude. The mecha design is just
On like I'm not too big on mech, but that Escaflowne for sure. Like the mech design in Escaflowne is unlike any other. It's definitely like no fucking Gundam or anything like that.
Huge boners.
Huge boner.
Yeah.
Robo boner?
Robo boner.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, dude. And it transforms into a fucking dragon. Like
the guy Mellows.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's what the mech is called, Guy Mellow.
Nice.
So
what about like if we're on mechs, you can do like Domon, Kashu, and fucking
and Rain. That's on my list too.
Nice.
Talking about mechs, like y'all making me remember. Have any of you seen Gundam: The 8th MS Team?
Yes.
I remember that title, but never watched that.
It was like a 13 episode, like really short Gundam series.
Yeah.
And like a fighter from Earth, is training in space or whatever, and then meets up with like an enemy. I forget their country, like the space country, right? The Federation or whatever, right? The bad guys, right? Like, and they like
Principality of Zeon, yeah.
The Principality of Zeon, right? Exactly, yeah.
Oh no, you're talking about War in the Pocket.
No, I'm talking about 8th MS Team. Like they meet up in space and they're like shooting at each other, guns in space, and then they both go back down to Earth, and later he meets her later.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, if you like Gundam and you want like a very character-driven Gundam that's very much like more military focused, not so much like
space
crazy superhumans and fancy Gundams, battles, right?
Yeah.
Like the more
those two take place in the Universal Century 0080, and they're arguably some of the best ones of the earlier ones.
Fantastic. I love that one.
Pocket and 8th MS Team. Speaking of big robots, though, I got two, right? First one was the one Noxie mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Domon, best mech MC. I don't care.
That show ends on a romantic, super cheesy Gundam attack. They shoot a literal heart Hadoken King of Hearts guy.
Yeah.
And it makes a heart-shaped hole in the Dark Gundam.
Yeah.
Like,
what the hell?
Yeah,
so,
the rewatch on G Gundam is cringe, but
so let me just quickly explain the tree of moves here, okay?
Sure.
So Domon's Gundam, the God Gundam, or the Burning Gundam in America because they didn't want to use the word God.
Yeah.
Is the burning finger, okay? Because before that he had the shining finger.
Burning finger.
So then he has another move that was taught to him by his martial arts master, Master Asia, called the Sekiha Tenkyoken, which is like a pink Kamehameha.
Nick's reaction to Master Asia was so good.
Yeah, that's so fucking funny.
This is the most subtle eyebrow raise, head turn.
Master Asia? Like, yeah, his name
bro was cold though, and he was teaching him how to cut the tree in half.
Yeah.
I was more thinking like, how would a martial arts technique translate to a Gundam fight? I don't understand. Like, what is it? What is it giving?
It's because so this is the tightest thing about G Gundam is that the cockpit is a super thin latex suit that goes over the pilot, and it will break your bones if you're not swole enough. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's how tight it fits on you. And then once that suit is on you, any movement you make, the Gundam makes. You know what I mean?
So you can do techniques like not a Kamehameha wave. I mean, that's there's some technology to convert your key into a laser beam from the Gundam or something. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
The cockpit is not like a chair with
it's not like a
with pedals and shit.
Right? Yeah, it's not a traditional like
doing things like this, you know.
Yeah.
But like, so then he has the burning finger, the Sekiha Tenkyoken. Domon Kashu is also one of the 4 royals. He's the king of hearts.
That's right.
So he shoots a Sekiha Tenkyoken backed with, while his hands are burning fingered, with Rain and his love. And at the end of that Sekiha Tenkyoken is an actual king with a crown and a beard and a cape. Like, and it's called the Sekiha Burning Erupting Love Tenkyoken.
Let's go! You said
Hell?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. They go, Sekiha Burning Love Tenkyoken, and they so it's like his hand over here and her hand over here.
Yes, and they're so holding, and good.
It's so good. It's so cheesy and good.
It's the best cheese.
Look at the chat. Keiko just said, "I used that technique to conceive my son." Oh my god!
I just hit my head on my desk laughing at that. Keiko, you're a savage. I'm screaming.
Oh my god!
And then the other romance that I wanted to talk about is the little character that Noxie put for me in my frame.
Yeah.
Oh.
Eureka Misumaru from Nadesco.
Yeah.
Because
Martian successor Nadesco.
She is the original female simp. Okay, so like she simps real hard for the main character. Because they grew up as kids, and when they were kids, she was always like, "Oh, let's get married. I love you." And he's like, "Stop it, leave me alone." Like, it was one of those things, you know. But then, like, he comes on the Nadesco, and then the helmswoman, the communications woman, falls in love with him, and then another pilot falls in love with him.
Ooh, it's getting messy. And
then Eureka's like, wait a second, whoa. What's going on here? Oh, y'all be falling in love. Fuck off for a minute, okay? Like, I've known him since I was 4. All right, like, and it's this big hubbub. Yeah, and it's this big hubbub, and Nadesco is the perfect blend of mecha, sci-fi, romance, comedy, and drama. Like, it's just the perfect blend. The characters are so funny, and some of them are just ridiculous. And you know, spoilers.
For a 30-year show?
They do get together, and like the movie is a big part of that.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah. But like, I love it. I love that she just doesn't give up. She just sims so hard for him the whole time.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And it's one of those things where the other girls are like, you know, I can have him if I want, and Eureka's like, okay, I'm just not gonna give up.
Yeah.
Like, when you guys get married, I'm gonna be there.
I remember when you in our Evolution of Shonen Storytelling tie-in episode, the first time that you guested on our show, you brought up Martian successor Nadesco because we had a conversation about the first anime that we had seen, and then we had a super funny conversation about how Nadesco sounds like Nabisco, so then you created an entire scale for rating
Nabisco
things.
Scale.
The Nabisco scale. I just remembered that, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll give it a Trisket.
Like Oreo Monogatari, double stuffed Oreos.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
So,
funny as hell.
Sam, you were mentioning that ridiculous Shining King double Shining super finger, right? that reminded me of Giga Drill Breaker from Gurren Lagann. You got to shout out Yoko and Kamina. I mean, that's one of the most painful, beautiful relationships that's just cut so short. And then of course, Simone and Nia, like another great romance or whatever in terms of anime or whatever.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I love it. I love Gurren Lagann. I gotta rewatch.
I have a couple more.
Yes, Danny. Okay, how about you? How about you fire off your last couple, and then we can round the conversation off. It looks like we're reaching that hour and a half.
My
point.
List.
Yeah.
So my next one is Belldandy and Keiichi from Oh My Goddess.
Yo, I haven't seen that shit in forever.
Wait, I've heard of this. Never watched it. Oh My Goddess, I do know that name.
Oh My Goddess.
Belldandy, best girl.
Yeah. So Belldandy. Well, it starts with Keiichi. He's in college. He's a part of the motorcycle club and everything. And pretty much like his senpai is kind of like he's kind of like the like he does like a lot of the grunt work, the errands and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So and he just has he has terrible luck, like the most worst luck ever you would ever imagine. And so he makes a call, but like with all the luck that he has right now, like it's just terrible. And then all of a sudden, it goes to heaven, and it goes to the goddess help hotline, and Belldandy answers, and so she's all like, "Oh, okay, you got some shit going on. All right, I'll be right there." So she teleports to wherever Keiichi is through the mirror. Okay. And was all like, "Okay, I'm here. I'm a goddess first class. What is your wish?" And here's Keiichi like, "This has got to be a prank. Like, this cannot be real right now." So like he casually, like jokingly says, "All right, I got a wish. I wish for you to be my girlfriend for the forever."
Right.
As a joke.
Right.
Oh.
But
he didn't think he was. Yeah, he didn't think it was.
He thought it was
jackpot.
Jackpot. Boom. The wish comes true, and Belldandy is his girlfriend.
Right.
Wow.
And they just go through this whole thing. Not only that, the dorm that Keiichi lives in is like no women are allowed in it. So Keiichi gets kicked out. And eventually they find this shrine that this monk owns. And the monk actually ends up like leaving because Belldandy's persona is so pure that the monk was all like, "I have to be like Belldandy. So I have to go on this godforsaken journey. So I'll be right back. You guys maintain the shrine for me. I'm going to go." So, and they just go about their lives. Belldandy starts to attending school and everything. She does like all, the miscellaneous housework, like the cooking, the cleaning, all that kind of stuff.
Oh my God, what a plot.
She's very sweet. She's super sweet. She's super like lovable.
Super sweet.
Love that.
Yeah.
Sam, do you mind looking up a picture of Belldandy?
I was just about to, yeah.
Belldandy. What a name.
But also,
first of all, it's a cool fucking name. Like,
yeah.
Not only that, but like, it just goes on like this whole story, and like her older sister ends up coming. Her older sister Erd is actually a half angel, half demon.
Oh yeah, sorry, Erd is best girl. Sorry.
Yeah, Erd is best girl.
Yeah. That's the name, Erd?
Yeah, Erd. She actually is like all for Belldandy and Keiichi's love and stuff. So and Erd actually tries to like, "Hello, Keiichi, like you need to fucking kiss her." Like that's what she's wanting. Like, and she just like is such an instigator and stuff like that.
I love that for this story. I feel like I'm gonna love that character.
She's great. She's great. And then there's Belldandy's youngest sister, Skuld. And Skuld, she doesn't have like her goddess license yet. She's like a premature goddess. So she can't like do any magic or anything. So she invents things. She's like super, super smart. She ends up actually inventing a robot that is always outside sweeping the front of the house. Like It's so funny. And
it sounds like so many cool concepts in this story that like I love in other things.
It's absolutely the most amazing thing ever. Wow. And but yeah, no, their relationship, the movie is just as good. Like the movie actually shows how much Belldandy and Keiichi love each other.
Mm-hmm. Is this based on a manga?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is the movie canon?
I don't remember.
Yeah, there's a movie that retells the story, and then there's I think there's like an OVA.
There's actually the OVA actually came out in the 90s, and the OVA is called Oh My Goddess with an O.
Oh wait, no, I do know this. Yeah. I've heard the title.
And then like years later, the movie came out. I think it was the movie first, and then the TV show came out. Mm-hmm. So and the TV show has 2 seasons. Right now season 2 is only streaming on not Crunchyroll, Funimation. I don't know where the first season is. I am looking for the first season.
Okay. Both seasons cover the whole story.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. So and then
I love that one back in the day. So good.
It's so good. It's so good. I love it. And then my other one is actually a currently airing romance. And it's excuse me. Mm-hmm. It's Hori and Miyamura from Horimiya.
Oh yes.
Oh, I've heard. Yeah, I have heard this title.
So good.
Yeah, this. My God, I actually recently tweeted this not too long ago. Horimiya is a better version of Kurakano.
I don't know what that is either.
It's trash.
Okay.
But this one isn't trash. You're saying this new one is not trash.
This one, yes, this is a much better version of Kurakano. And
it's like what Kurakano should have been.
Literally, exactly. It's literally what it should have been. So, and I'm actually caught up now. Tomorrow, the episode 8 is coming out. So, and the story between Hori and Miyamura, it's kind of like my love story where they kind of just start dating and everything, and so now they're going through their relationship and everything like that. So, but it's super funny, and the main guy, Miyamura, he is actually like his persona at school. He wears glasses, long hair, and like he keeps to himself and everything. But then outside of school, he like has like dozens of piercings on his ears. He has like a lip piercing.
Yes.
Yeah. He has a lip piercing. He has like his hair tied and everything. And
this is reminding me of Homunculus now.
Oh, just that one character?
Yeah, one character from Homunculus,
So, and Hori, Kyoko, she actually doesn't recognize Izumi. So, and then, eventually, like, he's like, dude, I'm in your class. Like, how do you not know me? So, but they just like keep on hanging out and stuff like that.
He's actually like a tough guy too. Like he is
a tough guy.
He looks like scrawny and nerdy. But, like, there's this part where the student council guy is being a dick. So, like, he grabs his tie and just, like, headbutts him like this.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, why'd you do that? He was like...
He's like, well, I was pissed at him.
He made me mad. Yeah, like...
And he beats up his best friend.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, it's really funny. Yeah.
It's amazing, and I love it.
It sounds like it's more on the comedy side. Does it focus pretty hard on romance? Like...
It's pretty romantic.
Okay, so it's like... Would you say it's like a 50-50... like comedy, it's a rom-com, like a tried and true rom-com. I don't know.
No, I would say it's like 70-40.
Okay.
Yeah, 70-40.
70-30, sorry, not 40.
110.
70 romance and then like 40 comedy.
30 comedy.
I feel like that's no way you just did 40 again.
Whatever. Fuck you.
But that sounds like a good.
Sob started it.
I know she did. Fucking bitch.
I'm thinking like 100. It's like 100 and 200, you know?
Oh my God.
But that's
not like Nick'em.
No, that sounds cool as hell.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Definitely watch it. Definitely watch it.
Yeah.
Well, we got Discord. We got watch parties. You already know. We've been talking about it all day.
Watch party.
The for Horimiya is so good. I love it.
Nice.
Yeah. Horimiya.
Great.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm thinking like 70 we watch, 40 we watch something else.
You said the 40, and I was like, no way. I was like, oh, this is on purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that's the conversation tonight, right? And
yeah, that was awesome.
Fucking amazing. Got a lot of recs. Got a lot of recommendations.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
You got homework, Knox.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chat was lit. Chat had tons of recs.
Yes, chat. Thank you so much for your engagement and involvement in the conversation. You threw out a bunch of amazing couples. I'm glad that we got to get to a lot of them. Thanks for pulling up.
Just
also,
like real quick, just so we don't discount our asexual and aromantic people. Shout out to Piccolo. Ace and Arrow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because they reproduce on their own and they're genderless. So like
I didn't even think about that for Piccolo.
Yeah.
I didn't even think I remembered that being a line of dialogue or anything explored in the show. That's really fucking cool to get biology on Namex. I don't remember them talking about that.
Shout out to Ace and Arrow anime characters too. They're out there.
Hey.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's going to do it for this episode of Tangential Tie-Ins. Thank you all so much for watching if you did. Like I was saying earlier in the episode, we will come down from this stream, throw it on Patreon tomorrow. A couple days later, we'll set it up as a premiere on YouTube like we always do. And then that will create that live chat atmosphere that we have here for the YouTube viewers. Sam and Danny, thank you so much for joining us once again. It's always a pleasure. This was one hell of a conversation.
So much for having us.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's so fun
and
fucking
many
around
more.
with y'all. Like, just like,
we need to do it more.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
It's
like
really
for
fun.
real.
Just sometimes I feel like there's sometimes where I feel like we fuck around too much. It's like, okay, shit, I forgot this is their show. We gotta bring it
no,
back.
but see, that's the atmosphere that we love that y'all bring because like on our show, like we can get goofy, you know what I'm saying? But like we are such like sticklers to the structure that we've created, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like sometimes, it's just nice to have you guys here sometimes, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
To liven the place
mix
up.
things up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now we just need to do
our
Nick and your Nick, and then just the universal collapse on itself. That'll be a great episode.
That's coming. Best believe.
Parallel universe. The two Nicks.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Okay, well, yeah, go ahead and follow.
How about we switch Nicks? Like, we'll take your Nick
for a
and
week.
Take ours.
for one episode.
Like Chopper at the Davy back fight. No, don't take me.
Oh my god!
That's an idea.
I love that analog.
Look at Sam's face.
Planning on the podcast.
Planning on the pod. Yeah.
Civil War. Nicks.
Oh, I love that. Nick Civil War.
Somebody, Mellow Yenna said it on the chat.
Yeah.
Civil War, Nick.
Love that. Hell yeah,
dude. Okay. We'll talk about that later. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. So make sure you guys follow Danny and Sam. You guys can see their handles on the screen. I will also make sure to put their YouTube channel, Spotify, Anchor, links, everything for their amazing podcast. Please check out Anime Summit if you have not already. And we're on there a couple times too. So.
Mm-hmm.
And also make sure you go to the AOQ episode where Noxie and Kiko were on.
Yeah.
And we were telling everyone that Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man was cool before everyone else knew it was cool.
That's right.
We called that shit.
Hell yeah.
That was like middle of 2020 or something like that. It was like early 2020 when we did that or something.
Fuck yeah,
good
dude.
shit.
Yeah, that was a great conversation too. Absolutely. Please check all of that shit out. Check out everything they got. Check out everything we got if you haven't already. Check out everything that Anime Summit and Project Manga has available whenever you can.
Get you one of these too.
And get you one of those. Yes, but all right. So wrapping up, this is going to be Tangential Tie-Ins. I'm Knox.
And I'm Nickums.
And we will catch y'all next time.